The ongoing clash, Harvard University and the Trump administration. The recent conflict between Harvard University and the Trump administration unveils layers of complexity surrounding higher education, civil rights, and institutional integrity. The situation escalated with allegations focusing on Harvard's admissions practices, primarily concerning accusations of racial discrimination toward Asian American students. As we look into the myriad implications of this confrontation, we begin to unravel the ramifications for educational institutions, legal frameworks, and societal expectations. The crux of the issue lies within the demands presented by the Trump administration to Harvard. Initially framed as a call for increased adherence to equitable admissions standards, these demands were met with resistance from Harvard, which publicly declared that it would not comply. The administration's subsequent claim that these demands were a mistake only drew more attention to the lack of consistency in their messaging, a factor that ultimately undermines their position. The political climate colored the perception of this conflict. Higher education institutions are often seen as cultural battlegrounds, with contrasting opinions regarding diversity, equity, and inclusion influencing their policies. Harvard, with its legacy and prestige, finds itself under a magnifying glass, closely scrutinized not just for its own practices, but for how it represents larger societal issues. This dispute is further complicated by its legal parameters, particularly the implications of the Supreme Court ruling in 2023 regarding civil rights in admissions. The allegations that Harvard discriminated against Asian American applicants under the Students for Fair Admissions complaint sparked significant legal debates. If found guilty of violating civil rights laws, Harvard could face severe consequences, such as the loss of federal funding. This ties back to rulings such as those involving Bob Jones University, driving home the urgency for educational institutions to operate within lawful frameworks. The Students for Fair Admissions case isn't just about one university. It serves as a pivotal moment that could set a precedent affecting universities nationwide. The fear of financial ramifications provides a unique pressure on Harvard to ensure its admissions practices are not only fair, but also perceived as equitable in the eyes of the public and the law. While Harvard possesses a robust endowment, approximately $52 billion, it cannot solely rely on this financial cushion. A significant portion of its funds is earmarked for specific purposes, restricting how that money can be allocated. The possibility of losing federal funds, which could exceed $2 billion, poses a tangible threat, one that prompts critical discussions about financial sustainability and institutional priorities. Harvard's need for federal funding highlights a more significant truth that many elite institutions may not readily acknowledge. They are not entirely insulated from the consequences of legal and political fidelity. The stakes in this dispute reach beyond mere financials and tap into ethics, governance, and the very essence of educational values. The reactions from various stakeholders further illuminate the emotional and ideological dimensions of this conflict. Students vocalize their sentiments, both supporting and opposing Harvard's position. Many expressed pride in the stance Harvard has taken regarding maintaining academic integrity, pushing back against perceived external pressures. The juxtaposition of student beliefs and institutional responses creates an atmosphere ripe for debate. From alumni to faculty, opinions are split on whether Harvard should stand firm and risk the political ire associated with the Trump administration or comply to protect its funding and reputation. This moment serves as a crucible for Harvard and other universities grappling with similar challenges, provoking introspection and discourse on campus values. Ethically, this conflict raises questions about the admissions process. Should prestigious institutions like Harvard prioritize fairness and meritocracy over race-based considerations? Critics argue that practices perceived as skewed undermine the principles of equal opportunity. The discussion pivots towards initiating broader social dialogues on equity and diversity within academic environments and how these discussions can affect policy revisions. However, Harvard, as with many universities, strives to cultivate a diverse community of scholars while adhering to legal requirements. The balancing act requires thoughtful engagement with stakeholders, not just as a legal obligation, but as a commitment to fostering innovative ways to assess talent and capability beyond traditional metrics. As this saga continues, the emphasis on institutional integrity intensifies. Harvard must navigate its future with an acute awareness of its legacy and role as a leader in higher education. To retain its standing, the institution should engage in comprehensive self-assessment, scrutinizing admissions practices against evolving public expectations and legal standards. Moreover, this conflict stands as an opportunity for reflection and recalibration across other universities. Learning from Harvard's experience can help inform national narratives on admissions policies, a vital issue that has implications far beyond the Ivy League. In conclusion, the clash between Harvard University and the Trump administration is neither simple nor isolated. It embodies a struggle that is representative of broader societal debates surrounding civil rights, educational equity, and institutional integrity. As stakeholders engage with this conflict, it is crucial to consider both the immediate consequences and the long-term ramifications for American education. Ultimately, the resolution lies not just in legal compliance, but in a collective commitment to uplifting the values that educational institutions espouse. By doing so, they can pave the way for a future where fairness, accountability, and excellence coexist harmoniously within the realm of academia. As this ongoing narrative unfolds, LCC News will keep following the developments, providing critical insights and analyses to ensure our viewers remain informed about the evolving landscape of higher education. Understanding these dynamics is essential, as the outcomes will shape policies and perceptions for generations to come.